Sorry, just before we do hand over, fantastic work, Stella, on organising all of the events as well. She has it down to a T. Um, Great communications.
Angeliki too.
Yeah, yes,
Angeliki
but
too.
she'll come up next. Faith, web updates.
Hi, everybody. So there isn't a huge amount to update on the web, which is probably a good thing because it means things are moving smoothly. So last year we moved from a WordPress site to a Google site, mainly to allow us to have the proper URL with the barley.org. The new website is working well. Google provides a lot more functionality than WordPress, so that's very good. I've done some updating on the page. I think the main new thing is more informal getting to know you pages, which aim to talk about what being a SIG committee member is like, particularly if you're thinking of applying for a SIG. It might be worth having a look at those. And I've made some general updates to some of the pages to make them easier to navigate, particularly on mobile phones. The only thing that I would say to note is that Google Sites doesn't have a blog function at the moment. So right now, to update the events on the website, I am using the blogging function on our old WordPress site, and I've installed a widget to automatically update it to the Google site. This is fine. It doesn't cost particularly any more time. It doesn't cost any money, but it does mean that we do have perhaps an extra layer of complexity or vulnerability. But at the moment, there's not so much that can be done about that, although I'll join some various forums to ask Google to include a blogging function. Otherwise, I think that's about it for what's been happening with the website. My hope for the upcoming year is to look at the resources pages and just tidy those up and make it easier for people to find slideshows and links to recordings on our YouTube. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Faith. So it's looking really, really good. And as Stella said, we also have social medias, which is very active and obviously very closely linked to promoting our event. So, Angeliki, social media?
Yes, social media. So last year we moved from Twitter to X to finally settled in LinkedIn. And within maybe less than a year, we managed to have 813 academic connections, which is very important because we're being very selective who, to accept as our connections. And as I was updating this slide, I had to change 800 to 802 to 804, they were increasing by the day, which is great actually because we get to see other people's work and be able to share, interesting things or resources from other people, other academics. And on YouTube, we have 221 subscribers, again, which is very important because people are interested in what we do, even if they can't really attend all our events. We have 91 videos released, but not all of them are different videos of events. Some of them are parts of events. So there may be like 60 videos, some of them come in 2 or 3 parts because we break them up in, we can't upload the full recording. And we get thousands of views, which is also really nice.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. Angelica's great at reminding us to link and do work on our social media. So it's superb. Christina?
Yes, talking
Christina's our
about,
secretary.
hello everyone. So talking about the number of members that we have at the moment, we have now reached 228 members, if I remember from around 180 last year. 142 of them seem to be BALEP members. And we are very happy to say that we have at least 14 different countries. Some of the countries, because I made a note of it, I found it really interesting. We have New Zealand, Brazil, Turkey, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Malta, Poland. So it's really nice to see colleagues all over the world joining our SIG and being interested in similar themes. And maybe this is also an interesting thing to consider for future events, talking about different practices around the globe. And you can see here screenshots of the certificate for membership and the attendance certificate, just like the one I shared with you earlier today. And I think that's it from me.
Yeah, and it's just anyone can join the SIG. It doesn't cost anything. It means you're on the specific discussion list, and if you need to show that you're a member of professional organisations, you can do that. So
Exactly.
it's not a problem joining.
Something
And you
to
can
add.
join a number of SIGs. Sorry,
Yes.
Angeliki.
Yes, also the attendance certificates are really good pieces of evidence for people's RAP, so
Yeah.
you can use them, in your evidence, in your CPD sections, where you have to evidence that.
So the next part in the AGM is always future plans. And so when we did this, I actually took it from when we did our reflective report and news, because really it will be handing over to our chairs. But the ideas were included, as Stella mentioned, surveying members for ideas for events and contributors. So again, asking our community what they would like, whether they'd like to lead events, do short parts of events, or what areas would they like to focus on. Working with the other SIGs, because there are, I can't remember how many, but there's quite a lot. And obviously, teacher education and EAP covers, can work with all of those quite easily, because everything will have some implication for individual or institutional CPD. And of course, with Matthew, the TEEP officer, every year we've had at least one, if not two, TEEP portfolio linked events, which, as you can see today, have been great and very popular. Possibilities of a blog. I think we've had that every year. We've still not quite managed to it. The early days, it was quite hard how we work out what to do with the blog, but now we can happily hand that over. Again, we'd had curated discussions, problematizing EAP. These are some things that we as a group had thought of when we were writing the reflection. There needs to be some updates to the Constitution for practical reasons. There's still the proposal form, although I think Stella's hoping there'll be an event where you can give ideas for talks. And as Faith said, the web pages. And there's the links. You can follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, the email, and the website. Does anyone have any questions they would like to ask about any aspect of the AGM report? And I can't see anyone, so I'm going to just stop sharing in case anyone has. Any hands
Overall, I
up?
think we've really enjoyed all the events this year.
Yep. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. We know the roles for the chairs will be Stella and Angeliki. They're going to take over and co-convene, and we do have the other ones worked out. We've just got some committee last roll committee things to pass on, but then we will send out the information. Rather, Stella and Angeliki will send out the information on the new role. So congratulations in standing and being elected for chairs, and good luck with it. And thank you everyone for coming. And anyone that's on the committee can wait for the last few minutes. That'd be great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.